Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Steins. My name is Eric, and in the last episode, we put a banana inside the photo wave machine, and it turned into a soft, squishy gloop. At least it's according to Miyuti anyways. Let's get started. Miyuti looked at us with an innocent smile. She doesn't get it, obviously. Anyway. They're gelatinous. A semi-solid state of matter. In other words, there is a possibility that the intermolecular bonds were weakened. What could have partially liquefied the bananas? I've got it. I turned to the whiteboard and wrote freezing in the middle. Then I crossed out and slapped the board with my hand. What we thought was a freezer function is actually something else. A bold statement, if I do say so myself. So why isn't anyone surprised? Now the time's to shout. What do you say? Come on, don't be shy. The reactions are pathetically weak. You really probably didn't even understand half of what I said. We already knew that. Oh. The problem is we don't know what it is doing or why it's doing it. If it's the opposite of freezing, then couldn't it be thawing them? What a silly question, Beauty. What, you're describing as just a normal microwave? Then what is it? We don't know, and that's the problem. He's right. To be honest, I haven't a clue. In any case, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's time for Daru and I to head to Daibiru. There's going to be a seminar at ATF, and we have to be there. It's part of our studies at Tokyo Denki University. Summer credits, basically. We have to attend the seminar and write a report. Come to think of it, what's today's seminar about again? I looked it up before the summer holiday began. I should have written it down. Behind me is the large, unidentified object that crashed into a building near Akihabara Station. The building is under police barricade. No one is allowed to approach, but from a distance, the object appears to be some kind of satellite. As we come across the overpass that connects UPX and Daibiru, I look down to see a huge crowd of people moving through the plaza. There are even some garishly dressed young men and women, the sort you don't usually see around Akiba. Everyone is walking towards the main street, which is still cornered off. Daru, aren't you going to check out Radican? Nah, no point. Can't get close. I've been following the news online though. There's already 100 threads about it on 8chan. It's huge, man. Oh, so that's why you were staring at his phone earlier. Ooh, I got mail. We enter Daibiru and take the elevator to the 5th floor ATF Assembly Hall. Right. You know, I'm really sad about dropping my Yupa. It's worse than last year when I missed buying Fat Kuro Froggy. Alright. Man, feel that AC. I'm alive. Unlike the lab, Daibiru has air conditioning. Yet another reason for our diligent participation in the seminar. About the phone wave, name subject to change. I might have found our answer. You know, that name subject to change thing is really annoying. I won't give in that easily. Even if no other lab members use my name subject to change, I will carry on until the day we decide its true name. Now's not the time. So, what's your latest ridiculous theory? What do you mean ridiculous? My genius brain considers every possibility. Even though those a lesser mind would say break the laws of nature, don't you dare call that ridiculous. So basically, you're just pulling out stuff out of your ass. Can't call that science. Daru, I have a hunch that the phone wave, name subject to change, may be the key to the opening Steins gate. How's that? Steins what? You lost me back at ridiculous, man. Man, Daru just doesn't get it. Chime signals our arrival on the 5th floor. The elevator doors open slowly. As we step out of the elevator... I bump into someone. I quickly grab a person's shoulders to keep them from falling. I'm sorry. Oh, it's Krisu. What? It's girl. And I recognize her. You! Possible. Chills run down my spine. I stare at her face in disbelief. I saw this girl just 3 hours ago. Flashback. Kisa Kurisu. Is there something wrong? Kurisu frowns and tries to back away. But I don't let go of her shoulder. Her grip tightens. Ow! You should be dead. Why are you here? And you're even. There isn't a single blood stain on her clothes. They're the same one she was wearing when I found her. Only a serious wound could have produced that much blood. Yet as far as I can tell, she's completely uninjured. Not a scratch. Hey, that hurts! Like, let me go! And she probably punches him. Kurisu pushes me away. Then she shoots me a wearing glare. I realize that I'm gaping in disbelief. What's wrong with you? You're okay? That's impossible! Someone stabbed you! I saw you lying in a pool of blood. That again? Dado interrupts. Wait, there's something strange about what he just said. What do you mean again? I mean, you sent me that email like a week ago, right? Sent you an email? You're ridiculous. I saw her dead just 3 hours ago. Hey, could you not talk about me like that? I'm perfectly fine. You know, that message was kind of weird. It was dated a week after I got it, which means it came from the future. Oh, I didn't change his voice. Oops. Came from the future? That sounds like something you'd read on the internet, Daru. It's rare for you to talk about ridiculous theories. No, the date was definitely a week ago. Later, sorry. Came from the 28th. What's today? Daru pulls out his phone and shows it to me. He's right, the email was sent from my phone. We received it on July 21st at 12:56. But it was sent on July 25th at 12:54. It was split into 3 mails. Someone's stab. Bed. Isake. Isu. Don't. Why did I send such a short message in 3 parts? It looks like the 3rd email got cut off. I don't recognize the content though. This is the email I sent you 3 hours ago. But I sent 1 mail, not 3, and there should be more text. Did Daru really get this a week ago? Interesting. Suddenly, Chris is standing next to me, looking intently at the screen at Daru's phone. Alright, the email's not important. Well, maybe it is, but not right now. The real question is, why is she still alive? She's just an illusion? No, an evil spirit. Am I haunted? I don't believe in such unscientific drivel. I'm a mad scientist. That close-up, though. I timidly reach out to Chris's face. My fingertips stroke her hair. Oh, that's creepy. Feels silky. Right, the cuticles. Substance. Yes, substance. Of course she's not a ghost. How silly of me. I love how her face is just so nonchalant right now. Okunin, I don't think that's a good idea. I poke Chris's cheeks with my fingers. Such softness. Dead bodies don't feel like this. Not that I've ever touched one. Hey. Wait a minute, we already touched when I bumped into her coming out of the elevator. I even grabbed her shoulders before being pushed away. And I still doubted that she had substance. That's just proof of how confused I am. If she's alive, then what did I see back at Radican? What was that scream I heard? Were they hallucinations? Just like that mass disappearance? That's right, she was stabbed. Maybe she's just hiding her wounds. This requires further investigation. Okay. Whoa. Okabe. Hold it right there. What do you mean by further investigation? You better not be like feeling her up. Oh, okay, you look at her tits like right away. What the hell? I grabbed the hem of her blouse and slowly lifted. Alright, I don't think this is gonna turn well. Are you trying to get yourself arrested? I just want to know the truth. I stare straight back at Chris as she trembles with anger and lifts her blouse a little higher. What truth, you perv? You stupid? You want to die? She pushes my hand away. Louis Chan's famous line for the win. Oh, Daru shouts something silly, but I ignore him and press Chris. I know what I saw. No way, did you see my underwear? Chris's face turns bright red. She firmly pulls her blouse down. No, you fool, not that. Why would she even let him get that far into like lifting her blouse? Earlier this afternoon, after Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, someone killed Akise Chris and left her in a pool of blood. I carefully explained everything that I saw. Wait, Dr. Nakabachi? What are you talking about, Okurin? Dr. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled. Cancelled? Yeah, because of the satellite crash. Oh, supposed to change his voice. I'm sorry. Something's wrong. Stories aren't matching. The same thing that happened right after I saw the mass disappearance. Miyuri's story didn't match mine. I need to know. Am I caught in some sinister plot? Is this another organization conspiracy? Excuse me, my name is Hyunin Kiyoma. Really, man? You're hopeless. Okay, Hyunin-san, I'd like to hear your story in more detail. Looks like she's finally understanding I'm not lying. But I still don't understand why my memories don't match everyone else's. I doubt that I can give her a good explanation. Just then, an older man steps out of the assembly hall. Makise-san? It's almost time. Huh? Oh, right. Thank you. Chris glances at me one more time, then sighs and heads towards the small conference room. We should go too. Go where? To hear the lecture? Duh. Ah, that. Daru follows after Chris. Did she just come to attend the lecture too? Strange. Why would the girl genius, Makise Chris, need to attend a lecture like this? Okay, my guess was a bit off. The girl genius didn't come to attend the lecture. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to hear me speak today. She's the one giving the lecture. Japan's famous girl genius, Makise Chris, who had her thesis published at the tender age of 17. According to Daru, she turned 18 a few days ago. I first heard about her when Daru pointed her out in a Gossip magazine article. That's when he told me that she was going to be a guest at ATF. I've forgotten all about it. It's my first time giving a lecture like this, so please forgive me if I'm a little nervous. The audience is pretty mixed. It's mostly students like us, but there are also a couple of professors. And Trish just gave me a sharp look. What did I do? When I turned her stare, she quickly averts her eyes. Can't care if she's a genius or whatever, I still don't like her. She may have these people fooled with her timid girl act, but I learned at Radican how cunning and aggressive she really is. Even if her murder was some kind of hallucination, my judgment of her character is still correct. For today's lecture, I've been asked to speak on the subject of time travel. It's not really my area of expertise, but I'll try my best. Time travel? Oh ho. Let me start by saying that time travel is an absurd concept. Objection! I can just imagine him doing like this point, like Phoenix Wright. What? Every member of the audience, not just Chris, is startled by my interruption. Perhaps I'm being slightly rude here, but I'm not one to just sit and listen to some genius girl's drivel. It's presumptuous for you to claim that time travel is absurd. Okurin, you magnificent fool. Sitting at my side, Daru throws a small salute. ATF staff are approaching, probably to kick me out. Perhaps I got a little too carried away. Okay. It's fine, I guess. It'll be easy to talk in a discussion format. Thanks to her proposal, the event staff refrained from escorting me out. Saved by the day. Sounds a little pissed, but let's not mind that. But before that, please listen to my thoughts on the subject. Scientists have proposed many theoretical models of time travel, but there are 11 in particular that bear mentioning. What are the major theories of time travel? I've heard about the cosmic stringer theory at least. 11 theories. Neutron star theory, black hole theory, light speed theory, tachyon theory, wormhole theory, exotic matter theory, cosmic string theory, quantum gravity theory, cesium laser theory, elementary particle ring and laser theory, and Dirac antiparticle theory. Some crazy quantum physics vocabulary right there. Not bad. Perhaps Makisa Chris is a worthy rival after all. However, all of these models are purely theoretical. Some of them even contradict each other. Well, what if someone comes up with the 12th model? That face. Right, well... It could be contradicted by the 13th model now, couldn't it? Damn, she twisted my question and used it against me. Touché, genius girl. I think he's found his match. Suddenly, I feel eyes on me. Some puffed up professors are giving me hard looks from across the room. Maybe I got too carried away. I don't want to risk losing my credits. I should back off for now. By the way, time travel to the future is available to us right now, according to Einstein's special theory of relativity. For example, let's say someone were to go to Haneda Airport and board a plane headed to Okinawa. Upon arrival, that person would be about 100 millionth of a second farther into the future than I am. What does that mean? According to the special theory of relativity, time moves slower for objects as they approach the speed of light. For example, if you could run at near the speed of light, you could reach a point where time only moves half as fast as for you. If you were to keep running at the speed for 24 hours, 48 hours would elapse in the rest of the world, meaning you would jump one day into the future. Understand? Hyun and Kiyama? Gah! Why are you singling me out? I'm doing my best to hold back, but it looks like Makisa Chris wants to pick a fight. I wish that she hadn't said the name in front of so many people. It's too great a risk to let others know my true name. But that's not really time travel, is it? Now, a professor calmly makes an objection. True, Makisa Chris's example isn't strictly a time traveler per se. But I never expected an older man, a professor at that, to refute an 18-year-old girl. Maybe he's just testing the genius girl's resilience. Yes, you're right. The genius girl readily concedes the point. If she were a normal 18-year-old, it would be impossible for her to be this calm in front of all these people. A normal 18-year-old would panic when refuted by such a distinguished-looking professor. And yet, Makisa Chris, giving off an aura of gutsiness that says, I can take this guy on. Then what about going to the past? Going to the past is possible right now. Take a look at the sky at night. You can see light from tens of thousands of years ago, can't you? That's not time travel either. This time, it's a nearby student who objects. Well, I was just getting started. Was it just me or did Chris look a little nervous just now? Let's say we wanted to make a machine that could physically transport people through time. What would we need? The best candidates for this are cosmic string and wormholes. A cosmic string is a string-shaped crevice with extreme masses. A string-shaped crevice? That must be how they entered our universe. But do cosmic strings really exist? The crevice is about as wide as an elementary particle and at least as long as the diameter of the galaxy. It has immense mass, so it distorts space-time. If you were to travel through the distortion, you could make a full circle around the string in less than 360 degrees. In short, you could do something resembling a warp. This is called a space-time angular deficit. When you pass through an area of angular deficit, transit time becomes 0. Now we apply this to a cosmic string moving at near light speed. According to the special theory of relativity, time will flow slower for the cosmic string in relation to its surrounding. Therefore, passing through an area of angular deficit would cause the transit time to become a negative instead of a zero. In other words, we will arrive in the past after transit. If you use two cosmic strings, you could do a space deficit jump. If you loop back to your original location, you could return to the same time you started revolving. And if that, roughly speaking, is time travel by means of cosmic strings. By the way, just so nobody misunderstands, cosmic strings are not the same as superstrings. Now then, you need three things in order to travel to the past with cosmic strings. First, the cosmic strings themselves. 2 strings to be exact. By the way, they are hypothesized to exist only where the universe was first formed, so they might be a little hard to find. Second, you would need the energy required to make them move them at near light speed. How much energy do you think you'd need to accelerate something as long as the Milky Way to near the speed of light? I'm pretty sure it's a little more than 1.21 gigawatts. This earns a few chuckles from the audience. Third, you need a spaceship capable of reaching these cosmic strings and returning. With a time traveler alive, of course. What do you think, Hyonin-san? Do you care to take on the challenge of this cosmic string time travel? Like, that's even possible. And why the hell is she addressing me? Wasn't even the one who had jeered this time. Looks like Hyonin-san doesn't want to take the challenge. In that case, let's consider wormholes. They may be a little more realistic than cosmic strings. By the way, Hyonin-san, do you know what wormholes are? No, don't ask me. I'm trying to hold back here. Since I've been challenged, though, I can't leave the question unanswered. It's like a shortcut through space, right? Yes, that's correct. Phew, I got it right. I sighed in relief. There are 2 wormholes joined by a tunnel. No matter how far away the wormholes are, transit time through the tunnel is 0. Oh no, there's a problem. The wormhole tunnels suffer from superior gravity and collapse as soon as it opens. So we need something to negate the effect of gravity. So-called exotic matter, a substance with negative mass which repulses other matter. Negative mass, huh? Is it something that floats if you leave it on the ground? Maybe not. Can't even begin to imagine what it would be like. Chrissy raises her right fist. Say that the wormhole tunnel is being squished by an invisible fist. In order to pass through, you need something that could oppose my fist's grasping force so that you can't squish anymore. Chris opens her fist. If you stabilize the tunnel with exotic matter injection, instantaneous travel between wormholes becomes possible. The travel through time, however, takes a little more effort. For example, let's say there's a wormhole entrance here in Akihabara, and the exit is Los Angeles. First, we need to send the wormhole in LA all the way to the end of the universe at near the speed of light. And once it's there, we yank it back to LA. How? According to the special theory of relativity, time slows down for objects moving at the speed of light, meaning the hole that returned to LA would be further in the past than Akihabara's hole. So now, if Hyonin-san jumped in the wormhole, he'd arrive in LA several years before he left. However, this can't be called a true time travel. It only seems that way. This is called the Hiroshima effect. The important part is to return to Akihabara from LA through the wormhole once more, since the transit time is 0. Hyonin-san will return to Akihabara several years in the past. Time travel complete. The prerequisite for wormhole travel are simpler than the ones for cosmic string travel. First, the wormhole itself. They may exist somewhere in the universe, but nobody has ever seen one. Second, the energy required to move a wormhole to the end of the universe and back at near light speed. Third, exotic matter, which, by the way, has not been confirmed to exist. My brain hurts. So, implementation of either one would require a ridiculous amount of effort. Now, do you see what I meant when I said that time travel is an absurd concept? Time travel theories are all just through thought experiments. Not one of them can create a viable time machine. That is my answer. Isn't there anything simpler, like something you can pull out of a drawer and just use or something? I'm afraid not. A firm declaration. This is the limit of modern physics. I can't say how it might change in 10 years though. Besides, even if someone did overcome the logistical requirements, there may be other factors that prevent time travel from working. And that's because fundamental problems concerning the principle of causality have not yet been solved. You mean time paradoxes? And conservation of mass? Mass of the entire universe is constant. If a time machine traveled from the future to the past, there would suddenly be an extra mass of the time machine and its pilot in the past. I remember reading a book in a terribly reputable book, not a terribly reputable book, but still, that such a violation of mass conservation would put the universe in danger. It didn't say what kind of danger though. If you think that conservation of mass applies to macro systems like the universe or micro systems like atoms or elementary particles, you're mistaken. What? Is that true? and she's laughing at my reaction. That little. God, how mortifying. Conservation of mass only applies to chemical reactions. It doesn't hold in modern physics at all. Something can come from nothing. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Then what is the problem? The time paradox of time paradoxes. In other words, the grandfather paradox. Oh, that's that thing where you kill your own ancestors from before you were born? As long as this paradox goes unsolved, time travel can never be realized. Never. What if you just don't kill them? You can't think of it like a sci-fi movie. It's not just about your family tree. There are far greater dangers than that. Really? It doesn't seem that dangerous. Any paradox, no matter how small, would cause the total collapse of causality, relativity, and every other physical law in existence. Paradoxes are nothing more than thought experiments. They cannot occur in reality, and they should not. Nothing that has even a 0.00001% chance of causing a paradox can happen. The universe won't allow it. Wouldn't you say this is a logical conclusion? There may be loopholes, like parallel worlds or self-consistency principles, but those seem too much like fantasy for me to accept. Gah, I grind my teeth. When I see Makisa Chris looking at me with her composed expression, I avert my eyes. Looks like I have no choice but to concede. Makisa Chris truly is a genius. Alright guys, that was an insanely intellectual episode. I felt like I actually truly went to a lecture. I don't know how much of that is truly like theoretically and scientifically backed, but for someone who has no idea what's going on, I could definitely buy into that. I would definitely believe that's a pretty legitimate, like, you know, theory and about quantum physics. But my brain is now mentally tired, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on that. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked that video and you guys want to see more, push that like button. And if you guys have anything to say, maybe you guys want to make fun of my janky voiceovers, leave a comment below. And if you guys want to see more videos from me and keep up to date with what's going on with my channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. What's up with his nose away? Mayushi, say bananas all soft and squishy for me. Oh, you perv, dude. You perv, man. That is weird. This is bleeding. What a sick perv, man. Holy